The year was 1958. Musician Ross Bagdasarian Sr. had recently recorded a song called Witch Doctor, with the background vocals being pitched up. Ross had spent almost all of his money on this device that could change the speed of voice recordings, so he had to get the best out of using this device if he was going to make that money back. One day while he was driving, he spotted a chipmunk in the street who refused to move. Ross found it funny and thought it was perfect for making characters with pitched up voices. Ross decided to make a trio of 3 chipmunks, whose names were based off record label producers he knew. The chipmunks were named Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. Their personalities would be based off of Ross's sons. Later that same year, Ross would release his new song called Christmas Don't Be Late, with the song becoming extremely popular only after a week of it releasing, with it already selling 4.5 million copies. The Chipmunks would later become an iconic franchise, getting merchandise, more songs, and just a ton of fame, with it even getting Dale comic strips in 1959. In 1961, The Alvin Show would come out. Despite it being popular, it only lasted 1 year. The Chipmunks would continue to stand strong until Ross died in 1972. After that, not much Alvin stuff would be happening, with the popularity even decreasing. That was until Ross Bagdasarian Jr. Ross Jr. and his wife Janice Carr decided to make the Chipmunks popular again. The Chipmunks would get a new album in 1980 called Chipmunk Punk. Then a year later, it would get a Christmas special called A Chipmunk Christmas. Then in 1987, the Chipmunks would finally get on the big screen, with The Chipmunk Adventure coming out. The Chipmunks seemed to be bigger than ever, and then they stopped being popular again. Their 1983 show would end, and they faded into obscurity by 1990. They did try to revive the Chipmunks again by releasing 2 Halloween movies, which were definitely watched, but not a lot of people talk about them. I still can't get over that they said my name in an Alvin movie. Oh my god, that's just awesome. In 2003, Little Alvin and the Mini Monks, we're not talking about that. At this point, the Chipmunks were just not getting popular anymore. That was until 2004 when Fox decided to make a live-action adaptation of it. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. The CGI Alvin movies. Not a lot of people liked them, but they were still popular. And while, yeah, I can see why people didn't like them, but there's also some things that I can't see why people don't like them. Whether it was the critics who knew nothing about the Alvin IP other than the 1983 show, or teens who just thought the voices were annoying. Let's start off with the very first CGI movie, Alvin and the Chipmunks. Before we get into the movie, we're going to talk about the production for a bit. Actually, you know what? I'm going to let someone else explain the production. Everyone, give it up to this guy who's going to talk about the production.
Thanks for having me on the video, Frankie. I mean, if anyone knows about Alvin and the Chipmunks, it's me. Obviously. Like right here. This is my 2007 Best Buy exclusive DVD gift set of the first film, and it comes with plushies of the Chipmunks. You see, Simon right here, he's got some little stripes on his jacket. He also got him in the poster, and Theodore's got this little hat and sunglasses. But, if you watch the actual movie, they never wear them. They never wear this stuff in the movie! They lied to us! Why would they lie? Why would they lie?!
Oh, never mind. I think I'm perfectly fine talking about the production myself. Production was already becoming unstable when Ross and Janice recorded their lines for all the Chipmunks in the movie. But then the studio came up to them and was like, "Hey, you both suck, you're not popular. We're getting celebrities." They would bring Justin Long, Matthew Gray Gubler, and Jesse McCartney. Jesse McCartney was actually ecstatic to play Theodore. He would try his absolute hardest to perfect the Theodore voice that Janice had. And after much hard work, he went into the studio just for the production crew to say, "Hey, Justin doesn't want to sing. That automatically means you don't want to sing either. Fuck you." So yeah, for some reason Justin Long didn't want to sing in this movie, which completely fucked everyone else over. So Ross and Janice would end up providing the singing voices for the Chipmunks, which definitely wouldn't badly affect the movie. For Dave, many old comedians auditioned for the role, but they settled on one guy, Jason Lee. Jason would say that he appreciated playing Dave, but if you've seen the movie, you can definitely tell that he was not pleased. After Patton Oswalt, who is the voice of Remy from Ratatouille,
the name's Jesse. What's it?
Rejected the role of Ian, the villain, they wanted Brian Posehn. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right. They offered the role to Brian Posehn, and of course Brian rejected. He rejected the role because he wanted to be in the movie Reanimated instead. What's even crazier is, Brian went back to the production crew of Reanimated and told them that he was offered the role of Ian. Then someone on the Reanimated crew was like, "Hey, that's funny, let's make fun of it." So they have this scene in the movie where Golly is represented as a rapping person thing. And he's wearing a red shirt with a yellow G on it, so it's quite obvious why they gave him this design here. They were making fun of the Alvin movies for being, like, having the behavior of, how do you do, fellow kids? But joke's on them, look what movie came out on top afterwards. After all that ruckus, David Cross would eventually get the role of Ian. And then everyone else was casted or something. Filming would begin in March of 2007. Since the chipmunks were going to be CGI, the actors would basically end up, like, talking to nothing. They'd be talking to a table or something. So to help with this, they got posable stuffed animals to stay in place while the actors look at them. The animators of this movie would look at YouTube videos. Reason being is because they wanted the chipmunks to have, like, good, perfect at the time dancing poses. Wow. And with that, the Alvin and the Chipmunks movie was finished production. They would then go to release it in December of 2007, and it was a smash hit. Critics fucking hated it, but general viewers found it fine. It would definitely do well at the box office, which means we definitely get a ton of sequels afterwards. But for now, let's get into this movie, because I'm boring you at this point. I hate my voice too, okay? The film starts with the chipmunks singing Bad Day while in the forest. How the fuck did they know what music is? Looking back on this film, the CGI did not age well at all, especially when they don't have their sweaters yet. The tree the chipmunks were living on is chopped down, and they're sent to this record label company called Jet Records. After the chipmunks nearly fucking die, we meet Dave, a failing musician. He goes outside to head to Jet Records, but then he's interrupted by his love interest. I fucking hate when movies do this.
I haven't seen you since, well, since you said you never wanted to see me again.
You can tell right here that these two were meant to be played by Ross and Janice. But once again, they're not popular. They're losers. They're losers. Losers. Dave is now at Jet Records and everyone is treating him like he's the next coming of fucking Christ. He shows his song off to Ian and Ian tells him, fuck you.
Let's talk about your song, Dave.
Well, as crazy as it sounds, the original inspiration came to me...
Song sucks, Dave.
What?
Your song? It's awful. I hate it.
Then Dave walks out and everyone randomly starts treating him like shit. I can only imagine that, like, Ian got on the loudspeaker and said, "Hey, treat Dave Seville like shit because his song sucks." Then everyone throws tomatoes at him or something. Dave gets back by stealing the muffins he was offered, and the lady who offered them got mad that he took them. Like, bro, you offered him the muffins earlier, why are you mad now? Dave returns home and, did you just fucking throw the muffins away, you fucking dick? Then he trashes out thousands of dollars worth of music equipment. The chipmunks run over to the kitchen part of the living room. Yes, like half of this house is literally just one giant room. And they open the cupboard to find product placement! Theodore is pleased. Dave gets suspicious and starts searching the cupboards until... Holy shit, stop, you're gonna fucking kill him, what are you doing? Dave is then knocked out and dies. Dave wakes up and the chipmunks introduce themselves. Then our loving hero throws the chipmunks away.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
That is until he hears them singing outside. Alright, so Dave is only gonna take them in now because they can sing. Wait, you guys can make money? Okay, you can come in.
This is singing.
Fix up, look sharp. Don't make me be a fix and get dark. Hear the bang, see the spark. Duck down, lay down, just
Alvin starts getting sexual with a hula hoop. Out of nowhere, the chipmunks automatically know what Christmas is despite living in the forest. Oh my god, how do they know any of this? Dave then does a thing. Yes, he's coming up with a song while the chipmunks fucking orgasm in their sleep. Holy shit. Bro, look at the way Alvin's posing here. Oh my god. Look, that's literally the pose someone does when they're fucking done with doing it. The next day, Dave is ready to record the song and, he does the iconic scream. But he fucking blows at it. Yeah, Jason, I definitely believe that you appreciated this role. I mean, he could have been directed to act this way, but come on. Why? Then the chipmunks start singing with completely different voices. That's why the option to have Janice and Ross sing was so fucking stupid. Because you can clearly tell it's completely different people doing the singing voices here. Like, listen to this comparison.
I'm Simon, the smart one. He's Alvin, the awesomest one. And I'm Theodore. Christmas, Christmas time is near.
After that, Dave goes back to Jet Records and the chipmunks get stage fright.
What? Dave, don't do this to yourself, man.
They sing.
No, they don't.
Alright, I'm about to rage so hard here because I'll just explain why. Many critics that have reviewed this movie got mad at this scene because the chipmunks got stage fright. The chipmunks literally got stage fright. Oh my. The critics have only seen the Alvin show. I know they have. I know them more than they do. The critics made people into believing that the chipmunks never get stage fright. They just like, the chipmunks don't get stage fright when in the 1959 Dale comic, they literally get stage fright!
What was that?
Dave then drives home and literally gets mad that the chipmunks were scared as shit. Bro, look at them. Look at them in that scene. They're fucking terrified.
I'm late.
Dave then goes to work and gets fired. He threatens Simon's life as well. Dave comes home to find SpongeBob product placement. Dave catches Alvin in the washing machine. Then we get the most fucking brutal scene in this movie.
And it's still early.
Clam it, Sudsy.
Dave then has a date with Claire. Alvin then gets back at Dave for what he said to him earlier by infiltrating his date. And Dave is like, my life is being tortured by animals. And instead of showing Claire the chipmunks, he just tells her that. This is kind of on you, Dav. Dave then tells the chipmunks to fuck off. The chipmunks then fuck off. They sing the David Cross and then they freeze. You can see in David's Cross eyeglasses things. Yeah, they're frozen now. David Cross likes the song. Next day, Dave gets a Viacom claim. They go to the Maxia supermarket, and the chipmunk song ends up playing. Then we cut to the main rock song of this movie. The chipmunks finally get their fucking sweaters! Let's go! It's now Christmas Day, and for some reason Simon is out of character. Aren't you meant to be the smart one? Why are you acting dumb? Dave gives the chipmunks envelopes with money in them. Oh, I'm sorry, not with money in them, with things that can contain money in them. Alvin's only has $5 in it because I fucking hate him. David Cross comes in and saves the day. Oh, and he swears at Dave too.
Dave, you've got 1 week to write me a new hit single. Alright? Something funky and...
The chipmunks go to a music event for Jet Records. David Cross then shows Dave a prototype Alvin plush, which actually looks really cool. But Dave, he thinks it's ugly. He thinks bad. He racist. This plushie never released or it's mentioned again. David Cross then goes talks to the beside Alvin. No, David Cross. He's right there. No, they literally put plushies in front of you. How are you not able to look? The chipmunks start acting like dicks. Alvin then starts yelling at people over Xbox Live, and he's probably getting like called the N-word on there, honestly, because we're talking Xbox Live here, back in like the 360 days. David comes home and finds out Simon fucked a maid. That's great.
Who's that?
Uncle Ian hired us a housekeeper. She's also a masseuse.
Dave then tells the chipmunks to fuck off again. The chipmunks fuck off again. David Cross then gives the chipmunks everything they want in order to, like, destroy them. The chipmunks get so tired out by their next concert that they can't sing anymore. Oh, bad sad. Too so, now get the fuck to work. The chipmunks then have to lip sync. Dave hears about the concert and is like, never mind, I want my money back. So he goes to rescue them. Dave goes and gets denied access inside the building, but then Claire comes out of nowhere, and this is the only scene that shows the two together, like, getting along. What the fuck? Dave then sneaks into the concert and he screams his famous line. Oh my god, he screams it.
Alvin! Alvin!
He's here!
Alvin then starts his OnlyFans. Before the chipmunks could escape, they get fucking captured by David Cross. Dave then gets ready to save the chipmunks, which actually could have been a really great like chasing scene. This could have added something to the movie. But no, we're running out of runtime. Fucking have the chipmunks replace themselves with talking Spanish dolls, which once again were never released. We're now at the end of the movie where Alvin now has his cap.
Toaster waffles.
I think why add the hat here? We never see it again. So what was the point of having it now? Alvin does a thing. Jason Lee then gets his paycheck and screams,
Alvin!
Okay!
and that was Alvin 1. It was okay. It's definitely a lot different than when I first watched it as a child. Honestly, Alvin has like the worst time in this movie. I know people would disagree because he's meant to be the cool one, but being the cool one isn't an excuse to like, okay. What I'm trying to say is Alvin has like the most torment in this movie. He gets fucking insulted by Jason Lee. I used to really like this film as a child. Now I just think it's okay because like it's natural. Everyone grows up and sees there are things that they used to love and think it's not as good. We should move on to the next movie, which is actually my favorite out of the entire franchise.
No problem. Watch and learn, my friends.
In 2008, they already wanted to make a sequel for the movie called Alvin and the Chipmunks The Squeakquel. I fucking hate whoever came up with that name. Things went horribly wrong during production. Jason Lee was too busy filming the finale to his show, My Name is Earl. This caused the script to be completely fucked over. It caused a ton, and I mean a ton, of subplots to be added in to replace Jason's scenes, and, yeah, that fucked things up for sure. So he was replaced by Tobuscus, played by Zachary Levi. This film also introduces the Chipettes, who look way worse than the Chipmunks CGI for some reason. Filming this movie definitely seemed to not have been a pleasant time because... Bro, imagine if kids were on that set at the time. Anyways, let's break into this movie because I want to break into this movie.
We're back! Let's go!
The Chipmunks are at Save the Music, and a bunch of girls in the audience reach out for this fucking plush doll. Yeah. Just be glad something was actually there at the time, because it would be way more weird if they were just grabbing out to nothing. Alvin's guitar cord snaps, so he goes to get a new one. Jason Lee then fucking terrifies Alvin. Look at his face. Alvin is the most traumatic character in this fucking franchise, and people don't see it. He's misunderstood.
I'm serious, Alvin. This is a charity benefit. It's not all about you.
I don't give a shit about those assholes, Dave.
Alvin then jumps on top of the stage build, and somehow, like, he pulls a cord which releases this giant cutout of him. What the fuck are these here for, and what are they meant to be?
Dave, look out!
Holy fuck, no. He's dead. There's no way. They actually fucking killed him. After Dave's funeral scene, which I will not play because it's like way too tragic, we cut to the Chipmunks in the airport. Who the fuck let them fly solo? We get to meet Miss Miller. I know that's not actually Miss Miller, but I'm gonna call her Miss Miller. Cause fuck you. They then don't have the budget to put Miss Miller in this movie, then she fucking dies. Holy shit, how many... We're gonna need a kill count for this movie. So the Chipmunks are stuck with Zachary Levi, who is playing on his Nintendo DS Lite. Yeah, he's gamer. Game. The Chipmunks then go home, and they have to make their own dinner. We then cut to the next day where the Chipmunks have to go to school. Oh my god! We then hear, like, the best fucking song in this entire movie, and wanna know what sucks? They never released it. Nope, instead we got the shitty Chipmunk cover, which is like 10 times worse. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play, like, the original here, and show you how great it is. Someone better fucking tell me where this song is or I'll go fucking mental. Anyways, the Alvin foreshadows what happens.
We got this. This'll be a walk in the park.
Theodore's a skirt of eagles, by the way. Yeah, that's a big problem with this movie. There's a ton of subplots. It gets so confusing to the point where you don't even know what the movie is about anymore. You have Jason Lee to thank for that, for not being in this movie much. The Chipmunks go to the classroom and they immediately fucking, they end up bawling. They immediately get everyone's attention. Alvin then brings a girl home. Yep, that happens. It's in the unrated edition. I legit cannot wait for the fucking Maury episode of Alvin and the fucking Chipmunks.
This bitch is a whore, Maury. She fucking cheated.
In the case of 4-month-old fucking wherever the hell that is, Alvin, you are the father.
Alvin!
The Chipmunks get bullied for being popular, and then the Chipmunks fucking give these two bullies rabies. I'm not even joking. Add those two to the kill count. The trio gets sent to the principal's office, and you want to know why Theodore's there? Because he got fucking sexually assaulted by the bullies. Yeah, he's getting in trouble for that for some reason. Turns out Dr. Rubin is a huge creep. Who the fuck fantasizes over the Chipmunks? Who the fuck does? The Chipmunks get told if they do this concert, they'll get off the hook. They agree. We then cut to the best thing in the movie, where they go, Wii Sports Bowling! Holy shit! Alvin then does what was popular on YouTube at the time.
No problem. Watch and learn, my friends.
I can bet they were looking at YouTube videos again and found this on the topic, so they decided to throw this in. The next day, they're at school and they play dodgeball. Alvin fucking wins or something. Then the bullies are like, hey, he's not bad. And Alvin finally gets a social life, which is great. And it definitely won't get fucked up later on thanks to these two assholes. Alvin ends up spending more time with his friends than his brothers. Which, there's no problem with that. Let the kid enjoy himself. But Simon's like, he shouldn't have a life outside of singing. Fuck him. So Simon tells Alvin that he shouldn't have a life. And Alvin's like, I want a life. I'm more than a fucking singing voice. Oh, by the way, David Cross is in this. But he's like, he's dead. But like, mentally dead. He's insane. We then meet the Chipettes. Whoever written this movie, you're a creep. I will have the Chipettes censored until they get fucking clothes on, okay? Ian is like, come up to my office so you can get raped. Ian's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. So you're in. You're the best Bond ever. Even though you're literally just a fucking direct copy of the Chipmunks. Which is, like, shit. You're a fucking knockoff. The Chipettes then go to school and they have clothes on so that we don't have to censor them anymore. Goody. The Chipmunks fall in love with the Chipettes. This is never brought up ever again. The Chipmunks practice for their song, but they come themselves while doing it, so fuck. Then Ian comes in and disrupts the school session and makes the Chipettes sing an already made song, so the students end up liking it anyway. Ian then starts school politics. Now the Chipmunks and Chipettes are rivals. What's the plot of this movie? The Chipettes then, like, they start to realize Ian's overworking them. Oh noes. Alvin then has a football game coming up and he can't make it to the contest. Simon fucking kills him for this. How dare you have a social life, Alvin? You're meant to have no life at all! Alvin says fuck it and then does the football game. Good. W. Straight W. Alvin then finds out he missed the concert and he gets scolded for having a life. What the fuck is the lesson of this? Seriously, is it don't have a life? You have one purpose in life? What Jason Lee, this is your fault. I blame you. And then his villain side takes over him, and he Chris Hansen. He Chris Hansen's the Chipettes. Alvin then gets a call from Brittany on his iPhone 3GS. Oh, there's a scene where like they make up by going to the zoo with Theodore is like facing off an eagle, but that's not important. That's a subplot, remember? Out of the 50 other subplots. Alvin then goes saves the Chipettes. Ian fucking dies. Tobuscus ends up singing at the fucking contest. Wow. Chipmunks then come in and they start dancing. Woo! And they fucking win. Are you kidding me? Alright, there's an earlier scene in the contest where there's these guys who are dancing and they're like infinitely fucking better than the Chipmunks, but no. And there's another scene with this girl singing No One, and for some reason that's not good enough. But this scene with these Chipmunks, like mediocre song dancing fuckers, win. Dave is resurrected. This is still his fault why the movie's like this. We're not at the end of the movie! Yay! Alvin kills Dave again.
Alvin, that's it. Don't make me come over there.
Okay.
Whoa!
Ooh, boy. I suddenly got really, really tired. Night, Dave.
Alvin!
Then the end credits shows these horribly photoshopped images of the Chipmunks and the Chipettes. So you're probably wondering, why the fuck do I like this more than the first when I complain about the second more? I'm gonna tell you why. It's just one of those things where like the first film is a lot easier to understand and the second film is like more out of the world or something. But like there's just a charm that's like infinitely better than the first. It's kind of like that. The Chipmunks designs look way better in this movie. They're also given a lot more to do than just be like singers. This movie was also critically panned but did well at the box office, even better than the first movie. So then they decided to make that's all the movie. That's all 2 movies. I wish they made more. Fucking final talk about them. Fuck you all. In late 2010, Alvin and the Chipmunks Shipwreck began production. David Cross hated being in this. He even said it was one of the worst experiences of his career, and he got sued for that. This movie was like not good at all, so it did way worse. But like still successful enough to get another movie afterwards, which shouldn't have happened. Especially because this film is fucking... I'm just gonna say right now, this film's fucking shit. I don't even want to talk about the production, let's just get into the fucking shit. The Chipmunks are going on a cruise trip to get to the National Music Awards. Dave wants Alvin to stop fucking around. They go on the ship and cause tons of mischief. Then during like the Chipettes and Alvin go to a casino on the cruise, and they dance to a badly covered version of We Don't Speak Americano. Why couldn't they get the actual song? Many movies around this time are using the real song. How the fuck could they not afford it? Dave gets harassed by this guy in a pelican suit. Yay. I'm sorry, but Jason Lee already looks way too old to be playing the role of Dave now. And it just gets worse by like the next final movie. During hockey or whatever the fuck they were playing, Alvin does a thing. And the Chipmunks fly away from the ship and get lost in sea. Dave goes overboard with the pelican. Turns out the pelican is David Cross. He hated this. The Chipmunks get stranded on an island. And that's it. You've seen Gilligan's Island, you know how it's gonna end. The Chipmunks meet this girl who's villain. She does villain things. Then in the climax, a volcano is gonna erupt. David Cross tells the girl, Zoe I think her name was, don't do bad. Okay. Then the Chipmunks get fucking rescued and shit. Then at the end, the entire movie is deemed pointless because Alvin's whole plot goal of this movie was to be mature and he fucks up at the end credit scene, so...
¿Qué es lo que tienes?
Yo creí que jamás vendrías, que ni siquiera nos buscarías,
Pero, ¿por qué no iba a buscarlos?
porque soy un dolor de cabeza.
I'm sorry, I could not watch either this movie or the last movie for this video. I didn't want to rewatch them at all. Like, I'm just sorry. I hated both of them so much. This movie did worse than I expected. David Cross would quit after, because he got fined for saying the truth. How dare you expose us for being terrible people? Fuck you. Next movie. The animation company that was doing the first three, Rhythm and Hues, they fucking shut down because of the third movie. I wonder why. This movie is way different from the others. The chipmunks lose their fame. Fame. The chipmunks lose their fame and they have to... They're immature. All three of them are immature now. You're rehashing the fucking third... Also, this movie loves to do the hashtags. iPhone, Twitter, hashtag YOLO. Alright, I'll admit, the second movie does something like this too with the Xbox 360 and the Wii and the DS and all, but like, at least they're not shoving it in your face to make it obviously look like a how do you do fellow kids movie. But this movie just fucking loves to be out of touch. The film starts with the chipmunks doing shit. They throw a party in Dave's house. That's not Dave's house, what the fuck is this? Yeah, they couldn't use the same street that Ross back to Sarah Sr. drove in anymore for some reason, so they somehow ended up getting a bigger house, even though the third movie didn't even do as well as the second and first. Okay. Dave comes home and tells everyone get the fuck out. Dave is going to Miami. The Chipettes are not in this movie because for some reason they aged them up and they're extremely mature. Who written this movie? Chipmunks are getting babysat by this fucking guy. Because Dave's going to Miami, so obviously he can't fucking take the chipmunks with him, because that'd be too obvious. Like, it would be too fun of a movie, and we gotta make this movie as horrible as possible. Did I mention the chipmunks look way too cartoony in this? Their eyes, I didn't realize when I first watched this in the cinemas, I had no clue that their eyes were way bigger than the first three, because 2015, everything needs to have giant fucking eyes. The chipmunks find out Dave is gonna get married to this guy because Claire doesn't exist anymore, remember? She's fucking dead. So they go across a country to get Miami Dave stop married person 101. And then we get introduced to knockoff David Cross, who he hates the chipmunks because he was obsessed with them, and girlfriend leave. Bad. Thanks, Ollie. Shut up, Diane. I'd rather talk about Family Guy than this movie. I'll even fucking talk about the later seasons instead of talking about this fucking shit. Turns out Dave wasn't getting married at all, he was holding the ring for someone else. Dave tells the chipmunks fuck you. Ollie from Austin and Ollie's in this. Chipmunks wanna fuck it. They then say sorry by infiltrating Dave's vacation or whatever even more. So, fuck. Then Dave come home, find chipmunk, real, destroy house. And sorry that I completely Ollie Williams the fucking last two movies, but they're just so bad they don't deserve a long fucking time to talk about. And then I promise you this time, after these, nothing else came after. Nothing else came after it. So those were all Alvin CGI movies. 2 were good. The rest were shit. What else can I say? Oh, by the way, Ross Bagdasarian Jr. He did a thing. He sold the property a few years ago, because the chipmunks are definitely never gonna get popular again unless someone like finds a way to like get them involved with modern culture. Disney's making a new Alvin movie. Although since Disney has been flopping for the past few years, I highly doubt this movie will do well. So The Chipmunks might actually be done. They might actually fucking get out of obscurity, like, ever again. I mean, I do see that there's still fans of it. Like, when I made the fucking fan video, there was definitely comments from Alvin fans on the video, so who knows? Maybe the film might actually do good. Don't know. Anyways, that was me yelling into this microphone about Alvin the Chipmunks. Go subscribe.